Hey, so I would like to talk to you today about motivation for staying alive through psych drug withdrawal. I am a coach and I'm a licensed counselor, but I really love to be able to walk with people through their journeys off medication. And I had a pretty horrible withdrawal. Many of you know that through my earlier videos. You can check those out if you want to know a little bit more of my background or my story or how I got off meds or what my mid history was, and all of that. So happy for you guys to know all that information. It's in my other videos. And yeah, I just make these videos to be able to share hope and encouragement for those of you who are coming through the journey. And it is quite a journey, but the other side is so worth it. So I just love to be able to share that with all of you. I think motivation is so important through withdrawal because a lot of your life gets stripped away depending on how severe your symptoms are and how long. There can be so many extreme symptoms that you really get down to the bare bones of, what am I here for and what's going to keep me here? And so I just want to share with you some of what I learned and just whatever it is that helped me cope and stay alive, and whatever is helpful for you, just take what's helpful for you. And so I might look down sometimes because I wrote it out on a paper so that I didn't forget, but that's why I'm looking down sometimes. So anyway, so one of the things that can happen is your whole existence can feel like it's taken up with withdrawal. So it's like filling your whole consciousness. So like all of your waking hours, that's what you're thinking about. That's what you're reading about. That's what you're experiencing. That's all you're aware of. And like, you can feel very reduced down to like just withdraw. Maybe you've lost a job or can only work very little, or you've lost all interest in your hobbies, or you've lost a lot of your ability to socialize at the moment. Like it can just really strip down your life. And so you may feel like you wonder what your self-worth is and what your purpose is. So that's what I want to talk about, is like both self-worth and purpose, because they still exist and they are still there. And so it's like you're kind of get like boiled down to the very simple elements of like what is most true. So I had like, and I think it's pretty normal. We have these things that like give us a sense of self-worth, like, you know, oh, I'm smart, and then like in withdrawal, it was like, well, not anymore. Like I can hardly think at all. I can't read anything. I can't like produce a thought that isn't in a loop. And so like that, I lost a sense of self-worth over a lot of things that I attached, value to, being smart or being educated or being able to work. Well, I couldn't work, being funny, like, well, not funny anymore. I'm just like thinking of the worst thoughts ever, And so like maybe your passions, maybe your like interests and hobbies and things, you're like, oh, well, I'm good at this. Like I'm an artist, or I'm a runner, or, whatever your interests or hobbies are. It's like those can be really wiped away. It's like, well, what is my self-worth? Like, what am I besides withdrawal? And what I came down to was like, I'm a human. And for me as a Christian, I believe that humans, we have like intrinsic worth. We just have worth because God made us and loves us. And so that's like what I came down to as my worth, where I was like, it seems like everything else seems to be like non-existent, at least right now, or not good enough or whatever. But I am a human no matter what. And I am loved by God no matter what. And so that's something I wanted to encourage you with, is that no matter how, like that can never be taken from you. Even if you can't do any of the cool, awesome things that you could do before, you are a human and you are loved, and that can't be taken away from you. And so that was one of the things that was like my self-worth, is like I had to just get it down to the essence of who I am is I am a human. And then the other thing was like the any kind of purpose, because if you can't do much in withdrawal, you're just like suffering, and you can't do any of the interesting, amazing, valuable, productive things you could do before, or even the ordinary things like cooking or, you know, working, cleaning, whatever. Like you can get, your life can get really reduced down. And it's like, well, what is my purpose? For me, I had so much time, but so little I could do with my time. There was just like very, very little I could do with it, which just felt awful. So, so then where like all of those things that gave me a sense of purpose, that gave my time, my energy, my focus a sense, like a direction. I was like, it just seemed like my existence felt purposeless, like it was just suffering. And so I had to like what I did was, and actually we had a group about this, and I was a part of Angie's, it was her pause group, the one for protracted acute withdrawal syndrome. And she asked what our motivation was for staying alive through this. And so many of us, realized and said that our motivation was to stay alive because there were people we loved that would be really hurt if we were not alive. And we were like all weeping, like on this call, as we all realized this. And I think like that is some of the most tremendous purpose. Like I think of all the people who have gone to wars, have survived plagues, who have survived horrible things throughout history, and who have like survived and been resilient and kept going because they loved someone. And so for you, like, who is that you love, or who are they? Like, it could be, relatives. It could be, maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's, your nieces and nephews. Maybe it's your dogs. Maybe it's your husband, or maybe it's a best friend or cousins or someone. But there are people that your life matters so much to. And even these groups, like one of the things I realized was like me staying alive matters to other people in the groups because they need hope. And so like even staying alive for the sake of others to have hope. And I remember telling myself, like, if my story helps one other person stay alive, it will be worth it. And so you never know how much your story and coming through this is going to make such a big difference in someone else's life, and change their life. And so like just know that your life is so, so valuable, and you matter to people, and your life matters even if you're not able to be productive, even if you're suffering right now. Like, this is a testament of your love. Coming through suffering and choosing to keep going is a testament of your love. So I kind of thought of like just the surviving as my act of love. And then also like even small things that I could do to love someone else, like, gave me a sense of purpose. So like even if it was just like smiling at someone or sending someone an encouraging text, like, who knows, maybe that makes all the difference in someone else's life. And I think like small acts of kindness make all the difference in the world, and love makes the world go round. And so it could be that the people who've suffered the most are the ones who make the world a good place to live in. And that could be you making all the difference in your world. And this is like your hard time, but this might transform you to be a more incredible and loving person. And so that is my encouragement to you, is that love can get you through this. The fact that God loves you, and that you have a purpose, and that your body is healing, and you can come through this and live well and live joyfully. So please take hope that you have a purpose and you have a hope. And That's what I have to share today. If you would like to meet with me, I am seeing clients one-on-one virtually, and my link is in the description. So feel free to check that out and find my calendar. And I even have free 15-minute sessions if you just want to pop in and talk with me a little bit about your situation and get a sense for what I'm like. So if you would love to meet with me, I would love it. Just check out the link. And otherwise, just know I am backing you up and I am cheering for you and for your healing, and that you will have some amazing windows and be feeling a lot better. All right, we'll talk to you soon.